Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris as the Elfiel Imperium. So, in this part we'll probably just be mostly building up our fleet a little bit more. Admittedly, we don't really need to build it up, but we're gonna do it anyway, because why the hell not? And then we'll probably go into war with, probably end the part with declaring war on the snails again. Well, I guess depending on exactly which one will draw in the least amount of people that I don't care to fight. Okay, looks like we would probably actually declare the war on the Sacrosanct Kithri Foundation, so the plants. Again, admittedly, we don't really need to build up our military, but we're gonna do it anyway because we literally have nothing better to do if we don't build up our military. We don't really have any worlds that need to get built up. I mean, the recently conquered planets, sure, some of them could definitely use some upgrades, and then I tore down some things for some of them, and yada yada yada. But for the most part, our planets are built up as well as they're going to be built up. So there's not a whole lot that I can really do at this point for them. So, yeah, like I said, we're more than likely going to be focusing on just building up our military this part and ending it with a war. And unlike the Germans, we're not going to lose our whole empire over it. And actually, I also now have the game running off of my SSD. Admittedly, I don't really care to have it running off my SSD because it's a fairly tiny SSD. At least compared to some of the other ones that I could have gotten, and especially more recently, prices actually, well there were some sales somewhat recently at least. I could have gotten one, I think about double the size of my current one for I think roughly the same price as what I paid for this one, but admittedly I bought the components to actually make the PC I'm currently running on way back in April of 2016, so... Was it 2016? Yeah, it was 2016. So, yeah. I mean, I don't really have much running off my SSD. If I really wanted to and I had the money to do so, I could technically just go and buy the components needed to upgrade. Or to add a little bit more. Oh, don't wanna... Yes, I believe I want double. So, 5 of each battleship. And we don't quite have enough. Admittedly, we're bringing in about 400 a month, so we'll be fine. We'll get what we need relatively quickly. Looks like the snails are having their independence guaranteed by a number of factions. And so, as long as I don't declare war on the snails directly, I still have less people to fight. That's the main thing sometimes about Stellaris. The AI will say, hey, we'll protect you, such and such, and then the reality is such and such is friends with somebody else who has no friends, and as a result of that, or has no other friends at least, and as a result of that, you can declare war on the person who has few to no friends and still get the war that you actually want. So, I mean, it's the same in EU4 as well. You can typically, at least, declare war on the weakest member of the chain and have to fight the least amount of people. So, the Muravandia have just declared war on the Glostoverheni Confederacy, and the Favarian Order have, for some reason or another, decided that, hey, they want to have a non-aggression pact with us. I'm not sure why. We're not exactly the best of buds. We never have been, and realistically speaking, probably never really will be. The reality is, though, that they're not in any way obstructing my conquest of my neighbors, so I don't really care. Although our borders do touch a little bit right here, but I don't think it's in a situation in which I could actually cross into their borders if the Trade Commission closes their borders. I don't think I'd be able to get into Drisk anyway. Yeah, you know what? I'll be nice. I'll say yes to the non-aggression pact just to keep you off my back. But the reality is, I don't really care. And I think I really do need to go and research the leader lifespan stuff. Admittedly, it's worthless for us because we are immortal. We can only die through, well, somebody killing us. We're not able to be killed through natural causes. Just want to... Okay, yeah, you're up there. Good. Just wanted to make sure we weren't going to have a situation where you ended up getting some of the battleships that are being built. Let me see. So 1, 3, 5. Okay, I don't need you then, don't I? Unless I screwed up my counting, I believe I'm actually fine. I think I actually might have just scraped by what I needed. I just wasn't really paying that much attention. No, you know what? I think that sector will do fine once they have built up their spaceports that I myself built for them because I am a nice person. Also, I'll take the extra naval capacity if you guys don't mind, so I'll pay for the spaceport upgrades. And the Favarian Order just declared war on the Lashak's sovereignty, which are, yeah, little dudes inside their borders. I have no reason to stop them. I really don't. Nope. I accidentally paused the game, apparently. One more month, so I can go ahead and... Yeah. This too shall pass. These guys are having some issues. They're having some pacifist attraction. Well, isn't that just grand? You know, I do wish we weren't spiritualist, but I'm not going to go ahead and try and embrace a faction to get rid of the spiritualist stuff. I just think it's not worth it. Because knowing the game, it'll go and drop, like, authoritarian or militarist or something. And there's really no faction here that I want to embrace. I mean, I could maybe go and embrace the materialist. But no, I don't really care. I really don't. I'm gonna get the game up to 3 speed. Oh, and we're just getting some materialist attraction on one of our other places. And we have some militarist attraction here, which I won't complain about, but it is leading to some radicalization. But again, I'm fine with that. Because they're becoming militarist. And guess what we love? We love militarists. And I keep forgetting I have the game set to pause automatically after all events. And those guys are going to take a while to arrive with the first Grand Armada. Which, again, doesn't really need any upgrades, but we're doing it anyway. Repair drones, which admittedly are going to be worthless. I don't think we're ever going to use them. Typically we beat the crap out of the enemy enough to where we don't really get anything useful out of them. Yeah, that's a lot of naval capacity. Which is certainly never a bad thing. Oh, and some of the aliens we've been observing have gone from the Bronze Age to the Iron Age, so good for them. They're still a couple thousand years away from being able to join us in space. Unless I decide to go down there and show them the benefits of coming to space. Oh yes, you don't need to get upgraded because you were already upgraded. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of the AI's setup here. I'm on the verge of tearing it down. And I mean, I could afford to do so, but screw it, I don't care. The game is slowly upgrading you guys, but how about we don't do it slowly and we just do it all at once? So, slave rally on Kither. Kither is where? Ah, these are the snail, or the plants, not the snails. This calls for action. So, you guys need to stop having issues with me. That'd be great. Let's go back up here. Oh, and the Favarian Order are now guaranteeing the independence of the Sacrosanct Kithri Foundation. Wasn't that just great? The guys that signed a non-aggression pact decided, hey, you know, turns out we kind of sort of like those guys. We'd love it if you didn't conquer them, so we're going to guarantee their independence. Hope you don't mind. Okay, let's go ahead and colonize. Well, wait a month, and then colonize Hanari. A size 34, formerly Tomb World. Admittedly, we still only get 25 tiles. I'm fairly certain, yeah. Wait. Yeah, still 25 tiles. Admittedly, there's not... Oh, okay, I'm definitely still going to put physics there. We're doing final minerals for the most part, though admittedly... this is extra minerals, isn't it? No, it's just a ship graveyard. Oh. Well then, I don't really care. Yeah, I think I'll be turning this into a lab world. Just for the hell of it, really. I like the idea of having this be a lab world. Or, well, research world. Actually is a better way to describe it, but whatever.
Research complete.
Sentient combat AI. What's the worst that could happen? Our ships decide to rebel. Well, as far as I know, that's not actually in the game, so it's not that big of a deal. Do I want to go for the better... I think I'd just go for the better sensors, honestly. Because I don't really care for the ion pulse missiles. They're effectively ion cannons in missile form, is the simplest way to describe them. And, yeah, I don't really need that, so I'll take, yeah, the sensors. Sentient combat AI. Do I want to go and slap those on our ships? Like I said, there's really no reason not to. As far as I know, the game does not have implemented any way for these ships to rebel against you effectively. So... oh. You know what? No, that's still fine, actually. That's still perfectly fine with me. You're effectively the same, but it uses more power and costs more, but it also adds in chance to hit. I'm a little surprised they don't have a defensive version of the sentient combat AI. Okay, you do not have the power necessary to do what you need, so we'll be replacing one of those small. Because I don't have a tier 2 version of the fusion AP plant, although we can get one. We just haven't. I know there's one in the game, because I've gotten in the past. Just want, okay. Just gotta make sure, and yeah, our battleships have so much power. And we need to get some actual fighters, eventually. Yeah, you're still the same crappy little thing. Okay, you guys, go ahead and upgrade. It shouldn't take too long because, well, I don't know why it actually won't take too long, but it won't, which is fine with me. We're also making 200 energy credits a month. That's actually quite a bit. I don't need that many energy. Oh, you guys as well. It's not like just one fleet got the changes. They all need the changes.
Upgraded.
Okay, we got something for forced thrusters. Excuse me, I was about to say disruptors, but that no, that's wrong. You guys, for the most part, you seem to be doing fine.
Ships upgraded.
And I think the look of Tomb Worlds changes like every part, because some parts I remember to turn on the more tile sets mod. Other times I forget to turn it on because I don't use it in every game that I play. And so as a result of that, I think, yes, so some of you guys are still dying out. But don't worry, guys, in just another 220 days, you'll have a nice, lush, alpine world. Just like you love it. Now, if you guys don't mind, I'd love for you to stop guaranteeing the independence of my enemies. Thank you very much. Actually, was there a reason you guys didn't get the free upgrade like you're supposed to? I know that hasn't been patched because there hasn't been any patches to 1.6 since 1.6.2. So I don't know why. I guess the computers just aren't considered that. That must have been the reason why. Computers don't get auto-upgraded. And since they don't get auto-upgraded, the game can't really do anything about it. Now, game, why is that sector not building? Well, one, I suppose I should probably... There we go. We got 2 Iron Fist people. So that's great. Those sectors will produce even more minerals. And food as well. Yeah, we got a lot of food. Although it did drop by about 10%, I believe, for the surplus after that war. Just because we got people.
Research complete.
Habitability, thank you very much. Ooh, Psy Warriors. Admittedly, I don't really care for them. I'll probably just be sticking with our traditional... well, one, that's an attachment, so that's even more worthless than before. If we're going to be completely honest with you. I kind of want to go for the cloning. Because, yeah, advancements in biological enhancement and adaptation, I believe that will eventually get us to gene modding. Which would be great because I believe there's a species in here that is wasteful. Yes, the Tumador are wasteful, the Kithri are wasteful. We also have the weak and non-adaptive traits, so I would also love to be able to remove those as well. So yeah, I think we're going to go for the clone vats. I mostly want to remove the weak trait from us. And let's go to planets and sectors. Find the... You are doing your thing around the capital. Okay. So I need to find some other... I'm thinking... Lindai. No, actually it looks like you are better. Let's go to you. And you are going to assist research there. And I'm also going to shift click for some of you guys to do all your upgrades at once, if you don't mind. And if we weren't spiritualists, there you go, you guys should be all nice and happy now. See, I'm a nice ruler. I let you guys do as you please. And by do as you please, I mean, I'll make your life better. To a degree. I don't actually let them do as they please, because a number of them are enslaved. So, clearly, we don't let them do what they want. Out of curiosity, we are 26% of the population. Looks like followed by... I wish the game actually sorted this, but it doesn't, so it looks like followed by the Tumbadors, who are then followed by the Trade Commission guys, the Buhavila, or however the hell it's pronounced. 1 second. Same fucking number that calls every fucking day at practically the same fucking time. And yet, they apparently have not gotten the memo that if people haven't answered before, nobody's gonna answer now. Okay, we've made a precursor discovery on Bearzun 2. Which, ooh, has Betharian. Isn't that just grand?
Incoming transmission.
No, if you're gonna support my enemy, I am not gonna give you sensors. If you don't like it, stop supporting my enemy. It's literally that simple. Okay, each of you guys are gonna build me 5 Galbanel class cruisers,
Colony
which
established.
are actually kind of expensive. Yeah, you guys are gonna be solely for research. Well, I say solely is not completely true. I might build one of these monuments for the Unity. But I don't really care for it, so no, probably not. We'll see, that just depends on how I feel. For now, you guys just keep doing whatever. We've got some other things to take care of, such as building up our military more. Oh, the snails just insulted me, saying that they can taste my stink and that I'm a vile beast. And every time they do, they fear they've somehow been infected by it. Whatever, guys, you're gonna be dead. Relatively soon, in fact. And when you're dead, you won't be able to complain anymore. It's a wonder how that works. How close are we to getting the new sensors? 50 some odd months. But hey, we'll get closer to getting the octuple turbo lasers. I'm not sure, I think the octuple turbo lasers might actually have a little bit less range on them. It's been a little while though. I could be remembering wrong. Okay, now I also need 5 Nimrigthor class cruisers. Well, 10, but 5 and 5. On 2 separate planets. But that's gonna take a while. So I think I'll hold off. We'll make sure we just get the Galbanel class cruisers out. How is your war going? Oh, it's going swell. Of course it is. I'd be surprised if it was going any other way. The independent Albanian fire tribes haven't really expanded much ever since we beat them in like 3 different wars. They realize that they just cannot fight us. Out of curiosity, what is... Okay, you guys do actually have advanced bombers. So you have the... Well, actually, they're not the best. I believe TFW's bunch of ship parts, or whatever it's called, I'm pretty sure that mod adds in like another tier or 2 of strike craft. I think. I could be remembering wrong though. It might be some other mod that adds in a bunch of weapons that might have done it.
Research complete.
Okay, we got clone vats. Yes, here we go. We're gonna get gene modding. Thank you very much. I mean, the auto curating vault could be useful, but game, I can wait a little bit on that one. I'll take the gene modding. Thank you very much. This way I can get rid of our weak trait, because we actually have quite a few of our people working minerals. And as it stands right now, our, what is it, -5%, I think it is? Yeah, the -5% for minerals is currently more or less being canceled out by... okay, I guess we had one of our science ships. No, one of our cruisers decided to fly through the Trade Commission's territory for some reason.
Construction complete.
But I was just saying, the weak trade is mostly being canceled out by the powered exoskeleton technology that we got some time back. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's just canceling out. We're still suffering. We could be getting even more minerals. If I had the money, or if I got rid of that trait, which we are going to get rid of. So 5 of you. We'll get 5 of you as well. I don't think we're going to have the time to upgrade the second fleet as well. In fact, it looks like our truce is already up. Yeah, okay. We'll finish getting the first Grand Armada, all of its cruisers. Won't bother with the destroyers right now. We'll deal with the destroyers later. You still need to go and group up with the first Grand Armada game. I want you to realize that. So we're gonna have a nice 20, 40, 80 in the end. I think that might be it. Let me see. We got 2 out in the field, 4 there for 6, the 3 there for 9. No, it looks like I need at least 1 more of our Nimrogothor class cruisers. If I end up with 1 extra, I'll just ship it off to the 2nd Grand Armada. They could use it. It'll save them some time when we get around to building them up further. Also, we've gone over the 50,000 military power threshold, so one of these fallen empires can be expected to eventually awaken. Also, I'm going to ask you, if you don't mind, for star charts. And I'll ship you some minerals so you are happy to accept. No, it looks like the game decided it's not going to have that tell me about these guys over here, so I can try and contact them. I presume this is another fallen empire for a total of 3. So we have the ancients here that are enigmatic observers. We have militant isolationists. And then we have somebody else. I definitely know that there's one up here. Because Beacon of Stability, Beacon of Perpetuity. Yeah, that's a fallen empire. Don't know what they are, though. I think this might be another one. Because if they're still alive, next to the Favarian Order, they have to be a fallen empire. Because if it was anybody else, the Favarian Order would have already annexed them. So it looks like we should actually have 4 fallen empires in this series. Whether or not we'll ever meet these guys, I don't know. We should definitely be meeting these guys, though, probably after our next war with the snails, I think. And
complete.
Yeah, the Favarian are still guaranteeing your independence, so I have to if I declare war on the planets, I have to fight the Favarian Order, which I don't really care to fight, because while they are, as far as the game is concerned, equivalent to us, they could put up a fight nonetheless, and I don't really like fair fights. Fair fights are bad fights. That is the simplest way to explain anything. So I might just have to declare war on you, even if this means I have to deal with the Glosterverhenny Confederacy. Because everybody else is weak, except for you. You've got better tech than me. I assume that's because you probably have a jump drive or something, is my best guess.
Construction complete.
Also, I don't think we have the thing with the curators, right? No, we've sort of been slacking on that. Can you aid us in our research? We'd like to purchase this service. I'll end this part once we get the tachyon sensors and the new barrels research, which means by then we'll already have gotten gene tailoring and we'll be, I think, well on our way to starting to gene mod our own people to get rid of the weak trait. Oh, wasn't quite expecting that to occur. It's been very rare that I've ever actually had rebellions occur. You guys kind of look like you're struggling, so I think I'm gonna have to bring one of my guys over to help. Yeah, you guys are really struggling. I don't know why. Are you not built up all the way to 18? No. That is not the way this works. That is not how this works. God damn it. I think that's BS, personally. I'm gonna be completely honest with you all. I think that is straight up BS that it just happened. For some reason, that world was not built up all the way with all 18 defensive armies, as if for some reason the sector AI decided to cancel the ones I queued up. thinking that that was clearly the best idea. So yes, we're gonna have to deal with these guys now, which just pisses me off. Luckily, they only got about another 3 years to exist. And luckily, that doesn't block off our attempts to invade our neighbors. Our ships can all still reach where they need to reach. It just means I'm going to deal with a little bit of extra work. I do also find it stupid that they almost instantly join whatever empire they want. There's like no downtime to try and take back the planet before they can finish joining wherever they came from. I mean, hell, nationalist revolts in EU4, you can still have time to put it down. They can siege a province, take it, hold it, but it takes a while for them to actually be able to join with whoever they want to join. So I think it's kind of silly that for some reason Stellaris, they decided it's practically instant. I think that planet should get listed as occupied for at least a couple of months. Oh, fuck you guys. I'm your friend, your only friend, and if you're gonna be like that, I'm just gonna have to kill you. And trust me, you don't really want me to kill you. Because you're actually pretty crap in the grand scheme of things. I could beat your navy in a one-on-one fight with just one of my navies. More than likely. But apparently the AI thinks that it can fight me. So, I mean, hey, if the AI thinks it can do it, I won't stop it, but just don't be surprised when your entire military is, well, non-existent. Okay, so we're going to take some stuff from the plants. I'm going to take everything in the Jundius system. I'm also going to take Ambor. But I think that'll be it for them. I am going to go ahead and also take some stuff from you guys. Admittedly, there's a bunch of planets to look at now, so I'm going to have to use the search function, which tends to bug out sometimes when I backspace. Doesn't look like it wants to do it right now, because I mention it and it says, oh, I bug out sometimes. I guess maybe I shouldn't bug out this time. Now it looks like I might have actually just done it then. And I'll also take your new capital if you don't mind. That leaves me with an extra 6 war score to go anywhere that I want. But I don't quite have anything that I can fit into that 6 war score, so we'll just have to live without it. Okay, now you guys can't quite reach any planet in one jump. It's going to take you 2 jumps, which is a shame, but we'll live. Just to make sure the game isn't lying about things, can I take that? Well, that's definitely one that I wouldn't have been able to take. Yep, see, game bugs out sometimes. I go to backspace and it copies whatever I'd already had in there, so I have to backspace even more than I would have to. Okay, so this will get some trade commission stuff smack dab in the middle of us. This will leave the snails with a single planet, so I half expect them to become vassals of the trade commission as a result of this, which is perfectly fine with me because I'll be able to finish them off in a couple of years. The plants will be perfectly fine for the most part. Yes, so that's fine with me. We'll go ahead. The Muravandia are currently in a war, so they will say they cannot even be offered the opportunity to join. But they are currently busy fighting the independent Albanian fire tribes, so those guys are going to be distracted. I think they're also fighting the Glossverhendi Confederacy. I think they're in that war as well, on the side of the fire tribe. So we're not going to have to deal with the South for the most part. At least we shouldn't, unless the AI decides to have a lapse in judgment, which is certainly a thing with the AI. So we should only really have to deal with these guys up here, for the most part.
We have declared war.
So, oh, never mind. I was reading that wrong. I forgot. You gotta click on the guys to see their jumps. So, I still want you to take the 2 jumps, though, to go to the Yakri system. You, I want to have jump straight on into there. And I think we will fight this war at least a little bit this part. Because, well, we sort of have the time anyway. Plus, the last part was a little bit on the shorter end.
Situation log updated.
Go ahead and do that. You go ahead, start making your way over here. Actually, yeah, by the time you arrive, as per usual, the planet should be fully bombarded. What do you need? Where are you? Oh, okay, seriously?
Research complete.
Okay, we got the gene modding. Wonderful. I'll take the Better Biolabs game. And I don't really care too much for the... Yeah, I don't really care for that. Neither of these are particularly useful. I mean, Admiral skill is good, but our admirals don't die. So it's not actually as useful for us as it would be if we were playing as somebody that actually has leaders capable of dying. But I guess I'll take war games, at least for now. I still don't think it's particularly useful. Okay, that gets us to gene modding. So let's go ahead and modify ourselves. Get rid of the weak trait. Go ahead and do it for everybody. And when I say everybody, I mean literally everybody.
Situation log updated.
So, game says it'll take about 17 months, and any current society research will be put on hold. That's fine with me. I don't really care for the biolabs, at least not that much. Also, as a result of this, I'd rather you guys now just enter orbit. Don't go and land. Okay, we got that. This will get us some better ion cannons, which certainly isn't bad, but this will also get us better flak. And I think regular quad turbo lasers as well, which I think are needed to get to the octuple. But ion components also gives me plus 5% to minerals, so I think I'll take that, thank you very much, game. Because I could always use more minerals. How's the first Grand Armada doing? Have they arrived at their destination? No, it is taking them literally forever to be able to wind down. Okay. We now have the better sensors, though admittedly won't be putting that in any of our ships for a little while. I'll take the planet sensor range, I think. Because, yeah, automatic explorations is worthless for us at this point. So let's go ahead and apply these upgrades. Energon reactor put in a small slot. Replace the armor. Although I don't use that design anymore, so it's actually not that big of a deal. I'll have you replace his shield, though. And pretty much everything else was able to afford it. So, yeah, most of our ships were able to make the necessary upgrades out in the field. Oh, was our transport ship able to? Yes, it was. That's wonderful. There we go. Now you guys are finally jumping in there, and you're going to destroy that transport fleet.
Situation log updated.
You guys really need better engines, you know that? Oh, you guys still ended up taking so long to be... Oh god, that's a lot of defensive armies there. You might have to do 2 assaults here. We'll see. I mean, we might be fine. But I'm thinking we might need 2 assaults. I mean, we're doing fine against the militias. No, never mind.
Enemy planet secure.
That actually went a lot better than I was expecting it to. Okay, jump on into the next system. And all of you guys embark. and move a little bit more in to the system. We do have a sizable fleet of theirs moving into our territory. I don't know where it's going exactly. But it's going somewhere. That is all I know. I do not know where this... Okay, now it's following the transport fleet. Yeah, do you mind not doing that? Thank you very much. Go and send the transport fleet to start preparing to jump to safety. Oh shit. Come on, come on. Wind down faster. Wind down faster.
Alien spaceport engaged.
It's a deal. Okay, you guys, I think I'm gonna send you over here. It's looking like it might be necessary, because our transport fleet is getting followed.
Situation
Don't land, just enter orbit. Oh yeah, they're jumping right on top of us. You guys are still winding down. But our combat fleet arrived just in time to minimize damage. We only lost a single transport. I can easily deal with that. I don't think our assault armies, though, that are already out in the fields will get the effect of the gene modding. We'll be fine. You guys go ahead and assault. And, okay, yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure I have the ticking war score mod enabled, and I do. They do want to take some stuff from me, as per usual. But they're going to fail miserably. Okay, and the AI really needs to stop putting those defensive structures there. Actually, do you think you could go and... Well, where are they going, exactly? They're entering orbit of there. Go kill them if you can. Oh, okay, they didn't manage to really get the fortifications up, I guess. Oh, god damn it. We'll be fine. They're not going to get away. Well, the army got away. The transports aren't. I mean, I guess that's fine. It's something.
Situation log updated.
Now, I would love for you to still go and kill that guy if you can. But I think we're gonna struggle to catch up to them. So I might just have to force them into a fight with the transport fleet. Which I don't really want to do.
Species modified.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, I don't care. Just jump to the next place.
Situation log updated. Situation log updated.
Transport away. Course plotted. Transport away.
Looks like you guys might be cutting a little bit close on getting the fortifications down. Yeah, a little close, guys. I think you could have done a little bit of a better job there. The hell are you firing? Oh.
Enemy planet secured. Situation log updated.
Random enemy transport that decided to jump into the system for some reason. Okay, you guys, next place. I'm all, you know what? Follow them. I think you'll be fine. For the most part.
Enemy planet secured.
Wonderful, you follow. You, next place. We don't have sensors on there though, so they might have a fortification. Which would kind of suck, but not be that big of a deal. Scientist got a custom AI assistant.
Situation log updated.
Little weird considering we've outlawed AI.
Situation log updated.
I mean, it's like literally straight up outlawed. So that's a little bit weird actually. That shouldn't be able to happen. If we're gonna be completely honest.
Situation log updated. Situation log updated.
And on to the next planet, because I don't need you to be bombarding them while the planet is being assaulted.
Updated.
That was loud.
Enemy planet secured.
Of course it was. Wrong planet. You guys go ahead and enter orbit over there. Now this is everything we need from the plants. Because we're only taking these two from them. You guys should surrender once I take your capital, I imagine.
Enemy planet secured.
Which hopefully you actually have
Enemy
defended.
planet secured.
We'll see though. Oh, you have primitives here as well. Wonderful. What kind of primitives are we talking about? Bronze Age. Pacifist. Okay. Yeah, they're not going to be allowed to live. Oh, yes. Weren't we changing something about how we deal with natives? Oh, did they already die? Oh, no, I'm thinking of something entirely different. I'm thinking of my Borg campaign, not these guys. Okay, for Starfleet, they've got the improved bombers. Which means they're still pretty crappy at the end of the day.
Hostile station engaged.
I really wish the AI didn't feel the need to blow up mining stations and research stations. Oh, the Muravandia got something. They made peace with the independent Albanian fire tribes, but I'm not seeing any border change. Maybe it's just me. And I'm missing something. But nothing looks like it changed. Oh, did I forget? Did I leave people on the planet? I did leave people on the planet. Oh, and they've got about... Okay. We'll just have to make do with a handful of the planet. Or the handful of the army. Although it looks like the enemy's gonna... Yeah, I can already enforce my demands. They admit defeat, but do not think this is anything more than a temporary setback for the Elfiel Imperium crusade against Galamon. Okay, guys, you were literally just admitted defeat. I think it's a little bit more than a setback. Especially since we'll won the war's over. Oh, I left the other... Apparently I left the other planet in that system alone. I could have probably taken that into the war then, without jumping into another system. Oh well, a little late for that. Okay, game. Now, defensive armies in all of these, and don't cancel them if that's what happened the last time. Because, you know, it turns out it's actually kind of important for them to exist. Because it keeps the people nice and calm. Which I know, shocker, is actually a good thing. Okay, game. Apparently I might have done that wrong. Is it control? No, you're just gonna let me... Really? Could have sworn you used to be allowed to shift click. Okay, you guys go to Alanor. For some reason the game doesn't want me to be able to shift click on that map. You know what, we'll have Galamon be the capital of this sector. Oops, didn't mean to click on that. Now, how large is this sector in comparison to the other one? Well, one, you're naming it after the planet, aren't you? Yes, you are. That's kind of annoying, game. I'd prefer if you didn't do that. But compared to the other one, yeah, I think I'll have you guys take a planet. Or two. No, I think I'll do just one. Nah, you know, border looks nicer, relatively speaking, like that. Oh, and I still have you guys. You guys need to go into the Kithur sector. There you go, like that. Okay, and you guys... you know what, you'll stay there, in fact. You guys... Oh, yes. I forgot about these guys. Build defensive armies. Hopefully you guys won't do with the trade... what happened down with the Trade Commission, where for some reason the Sector AI must have canceled the building of defensive armies. Or I entirely forgot to build defensive armies in that... on that planet, which is a possibility, though I think it's unlikely. Because I typically do a good job of remembering to do that. But who knows. You know, you guys... Actually, yeah, just go somewhere and repair. I don't care where. Literally anywhere is fine with me. How are you guys doing? Well, that can get upgraded now. That's wonderful news. Okay, basic science lab, science lab. I still want a science lab there for the extra science, because that's a nice 3-tile science. And this will be the only mine on the planet. I think I'll build a Paradise Stone to make them a little bit happier. The Bavarian Order made peace with those guys, seemingly taking nothing. For some reason. They didn't decide to annex that guy. I don't know why. It's a one province minor with no friends whatsoever. You should have annexed them. It's what literally everybody else would have done. And that's not an exaggeration. Literally everybody else would have annexed them. Are they doing upgrades? They are doing upgrades to the spaceport itself. Okay, and let's go ahead and queue up a bunch of Corvettes. I need to build 40 Corvettes. Oh boy, this is gonna be a lot of clicking. Okay, I think I'll do 10 each at each of these planets. Oh, that's 11. And should be 10 each. Yep, 40 done.
Ships upgraded.
Well, good for you guys.
Ships upgraded.
And good for you guys as well. And the second Grand Armada will get their fleet additions later. It's just a little bit delayed. So, is nobody going to make you guys a vassal? Because if I was a trade commission, I would demand that you guys become my vassal. You're not particularly powerful. I mean, whoopee, you got a 10,000 fleet. Oh, you got particle lances. Well, isn't that just lovely? Won't do any good, but it's lovely that you got them. I believe we can get Conqueror lasers as a result of the Star Wars weapons mod. Slave rallies, of course. Well, if I recall correctly, it's supposed to be 2 years after this expires. Is how long it takes for them to be able to get any new event. So in theory, you should have no problem building up all the defensive armies, game. So long as you don't do anything stupid, like cancel them. Sense of community, these guys are getting egalitarian attraction. Well, isn't that just lovely? Egalitarians in my militarist, authoritarian, spiritualist empire. And the guys that have technically superior technology to me have decided to declare me a rival. I'm gonna let you on a little secret. That's a terrible idea. Oh, the Bavarian Order. The guys guaranteeing the independence of my enemy now want a defensive pact. Well, they can piss off because they're not getting it. It is literally that simple. If they want it, they gotta stop being friends with the Sacrosanct Kithri Foundation. I presume the reason for doing that is that, yes, they are rivals with the consolidated Oscok systems who decided to rival me, and so the Bavarian Order said, hey, we have a common enemy. Why don't we be friends? Despite me not really wanting to be their friend in the first place, and two, I don't need their help. But these guys now have an official defensive pact with the snails, which, again, somebody should demand that the snails become their vassal, because the snails aren't particularly powerful. I mean, whoopee, they got a 10k fleet. I'm running around with a 70k, probably going to be getting relatively close to 80k. No. I guess more like 75k, I guess. Another fleet of 37k that's going to be getting upgraded and will be relatively on par with the first fleet. Yeah. Guys, at this point, the snails should become vassals, but for some reason the AI looks like they're going to be reluctant to do that. I would do it either by force or just as a recommendation. Either works fine with me, but again, the AI is very stupid. Psi repair drones. While that sounds interesting, it also sounds absolutely stupid. But I'll take the very heavy turbo lasers if you don't mind, because, well, they're better than our current turbo lasers, I believe. I think they're better than the quads. I don't know, actually. Are they? Medium quad is a range of... oh, range of 50. Then I guess I should probably decrease you to be a range of 50, huh? Or to be an artillery range of 50. 26 to 60. You know what? No, actually. No, I won't. You know, I will actually go ahead and take the better aircraft. Now, I could completely skip over the basic fighters, or the basic strike craft, because we've gotten the improved as a result of debris, I imagine. So yeah, we're going to go and jump straight to the improved. I'm going to go ahead and check down the list here, because turns out, because these are ranges of 50 rather than a 60, I should probably have my guys get a little bit closer. You're 80 and 60, so you're fine as you are at flanking. You I already lowered down to 50. You're a 60. You are an 80, but you're also a carrier, so that makes sense. I think that's all I really have to do in terms of upgrades, or swapping out their advanced ship behavior.
Ships upgraded.
And I shouldn't have... I don't believe I made any... oh, wait. Shit. Corvettes? No! I'm building the wrong things! I didn't want corvettes. I screwed up. I needed destroyers. Why didn't anybody correct me? I'm sure some of you are probably screaming at your monitor saying, "You're building the wrong things!" Ah. Okay, let's try this again. What destroyers do I have? Okay. Try it again. 5 of each. Oh, that's a lot of wasted minerals. Is it 5 of each? 10 and 10, that's... No. No. Should be 20 of each. Which means 4 different star bases doing 5 each. You need 1 more. There you go. But this place still needs to build some of its own. Yep, that was a pretty significant screw up on my part. A lot of wasted minerals building corvettes when I meant to build destroyers.
Construction complete.
That should have been a clue that since I was able to queue them all up, that something was off. That's what I get for not paying attention. Which is also why I wish I could destroy the Corvette design, because I'm not using it, but the game says, oh, you gotta have at least 1 design of every ship class, even the ones that you're not using anymore. Oh, I hope that changes. Come on, Paradox, find a way to make it so that you can actually straight up hide a ship class that you do not care for, because I don't use Corvettes. Generally, roughly around the time that I get cruisers, I stop having Corvettes as the smallest ship class. I typically transition to destroyers then being the smallest ship class. Okay, I think you need 1 more. Although you might have actually built 1. I don't know. I'll hold off. I'll let the game run a little in the background. And you are in engineering, you're in engineering.
Construction complete.
And I'll just let that go.
Construction complete.
I think I'll declare war on the Trade Commission at the end of this part, and we'll fight that war next part. I think I can probably annex the majority of the Trade Commission. Pretty much anything I border is going to be mine. I think they'll be left with just this and then an island here. But I think the rest of this stuff I can pretty much all take. And I think I'll take all of this down here in particular. Along with those two if I can squeeze them in.
Construction complete.
We'll be able to upgrade our... We'll probably be able to upgrade our fighters. Or our strike craft, rather. At least put them on these ships. Whether or not we'll actually tell the ships to upgrade is something I don't know for certain. It shouldn't take too long for them to do it, so I probably will. Oh, and somebody just declared war on the Bavarian Order. That's actually a little surprising. Oh! Our fallen empire, because they settled too close. Yep, that was a bad idea. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It depends on how well. I mean, in theory, the Bavarian Order is effectively me. In terms of military and whatnot. They might be able to put up a fight. I don't know. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. I could get sensor log or sensor access with you guys. What do you guys say to active sensor link, huh? We'll share it both ways, and I'll toss a couple minerals your way. And how about we do it for 30 years? I don't think the war lasts 30 years. We'll do 15. That should be more than enough. Might even be more than is needed, realistically speaking. You reject the game. You said you were going to accept. God, I hate when the game does that. It says, oh yeah, I'll accept that deal. It sounds wonderful. And then says, oh, never mind. It's a terrible deal. I guess it's because their needs changed as soon as the war started. So what are you equipped with? Large Marauder missiles. I think your fleet is crap. If we're going to be completely honest here. But I am still curious to see how well you'll stack up against the Fallen Empire here in Epsilon Indy. Which I think might be a little bit too far away from where it's supposed to be. Oh, and I just noticed, I like how these guys are in the Dark's Hope Nebula. Sabotage. These acts will not go unpunished. Is that enough? Looks like it should be. Yes, okay, let's go ahead and build the other destroyer design now. Or at least as many as I can queue up, which looks like it's not even going to be enough. I don't think I'll have this part go until the resolution of that war. Now, sadly, I don't get active sensor links on their ships, which is kind of a shame. I wish I did. Oh no, looks like I do, actually. Ah, okay, here we go. Let's see. What are you guys running around? I cannot tell. Game will not tell me what you have. But that kind of looks like kinetic weapons that you are firing. Why? I didn't recall Fallen Empires typically using kinetic weapons. The game says it's about an even fight in terms of hull points. And they decided to flee. The Bavarian Order fled, leaving their transports to die, or at least some of them. I don't know why. I think they would have been fine. Oh yeah, let's go and get the advanced fighters and whatnot. Let's go ahead and slap these advanced bombers on our carrier. Which, admittedly, I could probably swap out for an actual carrier core now. What are you guys like at small? Range of 60, you're a range of 80, so swap you out for something with a little bit less range on it, like, oh, say a disruptor. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Carrier core, keep you... no. Just missiles. Better point defense. Put those there, and I will actually put one thing of fighters. Point defense fighters will stay close to the vessel. But for all intents and purposes, they're the same as regular fighters, but they're just not going to fly towards the enemy vessel. So I'll just go with, I think, regular fighters for some additional longer range point defense. Well, I don't really need it. You know what? No, I'll stick with the current design that we have, and I'll just swap them out, yeah, for the new fighters. That's fine. I assume they're not actually upgraded, right? Yeah, I gotta manually do these ones.
Construction complete.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think the Favarian Order would have been fine, but for some reason they didn't think they were. So they fled. They fled when they might have been perfectly fine. So I think that's going to end up resulting in the Favarian Order losing the airness system. Since they're just building a spaceport there, that must be the reason why the war started. But yeah, the game won't tell me what the war goal is. Technically speaking, if I had signed that defensive agreement with the Favarian Order, I could have gone down there, beat the crap out of them, and then sent a science ship to try and research their jump drives. Which admittedly probably wouldn't have been a bad idea, but oh well, it's a little too late now. If I make that defensive agreement now, well, one, I can't, but even if I could, it wouldn't have done much good now. I think that's fine. I think that's everything I need. Let me go to the armies. You guys embark. Okay. How are you doing? Physics. Your physics, your physics, your physics. And then, yeah, just science labs everywhere else. This is, like I said, going to be a research world. The hope being that it'll effectively offset our conquests. And then, yeah, I'm thinking one pleasure dome just to increase happiness some more. Because, yeah, they still gain bonuses to stuff due to happiness, so having a little bit more happiness doesn't really hurt. Hide the civilian ships and the army and the rally point, go to the military. Yeah, those guys still have ways to go. Then we got the dudes in Alinor. Oh! And you guys just got the printing press. Well, isn't that just lovely? It's the late medieval age. Well, so if they just got the printing press, that'll put them in roughly, what? Our Reformation era? Or, well, our time when the Reformation occurred. Ethics change. Here. Okay, they've now got some spiritualists as a result of crop circles that we've been putting down, apparently. Okay, then. Well, I think that's pretty much going to be it for this part. I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. What did we also have? Oh, yes, we also put down the solar panel network there to help them a little bit more with production. Yeah. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this part. Next part we will be... Oh, well, wait. You know what? No. I'll hold off. We're still waiting for the first Armada to get some of its last couple of ships, so I won't declare the war this part. Because otherwise those ships are going to be going into a war zone to try and link up with the fleet they're supposed to, which means that could result in me losing a couple of ships. And while I could certainly afford to do it, I'd rather not have it happen, so yeah, we'll wait a little bit. Relatively early on in the next part, we'll declare war on the Trade Commission. Like I said, general hope is to take this stuff, and maybe those two if I can squeeze them in. Certainly, I'll be taking Tonrock if I can only squeeze in one of those two. But again, hopefully I can take all of this stuff down here at the very least. That should pretty much force the Muravandia Commonwealth to decide whether or not they want to continue our alliance or not. If they don't continue the alliance, they're dead. If they do continue it, they're going to be forced to expand down into the south. But yes, so that's going to be it for this part. I will see you all in the next part, but until then, goodbye and farewell.